Identifying as a K-pop stan and being a black person at the same time seems like an oxymoron. The amount of instances of cultural appropriation throughout music, ignorant and racist remarks made by idols countless times about and against black people, and the non-black K-pop stans attacking us in general is more than enough to make some black people not only feel unsafe, but completely turned off by this music genre and culture in general. Yet and still, the amount of black people who are fans of K-pop is a heaping amount that is growing by the minute. Out of all the K-pop concerts I've attended, Stray Kids, Blackpink, ITZY, I noticed specifically when I went to the NCT 127 concert, the amount of black people attending was larger than I had ever seen before. I notice this a lot whenever I see NCT 127 stands. A lot of them are black, myself included. People going as far to say that NCT 127 songs are crafted for black people. I've always been curious as to why certain K-pop groups and soloists seem to attract more black people than others. And today I wanted to talk about why I think that is. I took to TikTok, follow me, to ask the black K-pop stans, number one, what are some K-pop groups that you feel comfortable standing, or is there a certain bias that you feel comfortable standing as a black person? And two, why do you feel that way? The general consensus, the groups that were commented the most were ATEEZ, almost every single comment, TXT, almost every single comment, BTS, almost every, P1 Harmony, almost every, Stray Kids, NCT 127, Les Seraphim, Les Sare, 17, Card, Black Swan, Monster X, Monster. And in terms of specific biases, we have Mingi, Kiho, obviously, Yoongi, Yeonjin, obviously, Hongjoon, sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, I don't currently stand ATEEZ yet, Jackson Wang, I saw Eric Nam in there, shout out Eric Nam, Nicki, I wrote Hongjoon twice, so that tells how many times he was on there. In terms of part two, the reasons why people gave me, I tried to do as much research as I possibly could, but I figured out that some stuff was just word of mouth and wasn't true. And for the rest of it, once again, ATEEZ, this video is mostly about ATEEZ. I'm not a stan yet, so a lot of stuff I couldn't find. I asked a couple people, shout out to those people, but I found as much stuff as I could. I'll be leaving links below for videos. If you guys have actual concrete evidence of stuff that they did, please leave direct links in the comments. I have categorized specific instances into categories, but the overall theme of every single example presented is that we as black people feel seen. Black people in all of these instances are being seen, listened to, and acknowledged.
Beautiful. Your hair,
thank you.
Your eyes.
Love a black woman for infinity.
So one of the first examples that I see, at least, are idols flirting with black women. You have Jackson hugging the black girl. You have a lot of people not only interacting with black women, but appreciating their beauty.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say.
Now, this made me think of other people who aren't idols, as far as we know. Who knows? Maybe Chris Evans is a K-pop idol. But like Chris Evans, Tom Hiddleston, Jack Harlow, where they are publicly appreciating the looks and the beauty and the intelligence and the amazingness of a black woman. So we tend to want to become fans of them even more. I mean, there are countless men who have expressed their disinterest in black women. I'm pretty sure Kodak Black said he didn't want to date a dark-skinned woman, even though he is dark-skinned himself. We want to become fans of them even more because we feel accepted, because they are accepting us. Well, one, we are just now starting to see ourselves portrayed in movies and TV shows more regularly. Not without pushback though, but we don't really see ourselves being portrayed as the love interest, especially not largely with a different race. You also have the fetishization. Why does fetishization sound like a fucking supervillain? Of black women dating us just to be like, I dated a black girl, or you're so exotic. Problematic comments like, you're so pretty for a black girl, whatever the fuck that means. There's so much shit in there specifically and there, right over there, that I can make a whole video about. We won't be diving too deep into that. But in conclusion, it's basically like, oh, you do see us and you do appreciate us. But the amount of times I've heard a racist K-pop stan be like, person you're standing, your idol, that idol you like, doesn't like black women, wouldn't date black women, which is so funny and psychotic to say to someone. I feel like when they say that, they probably think, oh, I got a one up on you. But when they say that, all I see is embarrassment from them and the fact that they're threatened by us. And obviously the amount of idols we've seen flirt with black women, that's not true. They're not racist like you. I mean, but what do you do when you're threatened by someone? You try and put them down. You try and hinder the potential that you see in them so they don't see it in themselves. Just such a crazy thing. Such a crazy thing to say. It's so funny because when people say these things, not only like racist stuff like this, but shit in general, where I see stans, psychotic stans fighting under Twitter replies, like, bro, like if RM saw you doing this, he wouldn't claim you as a fan. Like, he doesn't, like, I hope y'all know these idols don't like you when you do that. You make them look so fucking bad, which is the opposite of what you want. You want every single person on the history of the planet to listen to BTS, and you trying to fight other people and dox people's addresses and telling people to go die is not going to want them to go listen to BTS. On top of that, you also make BTS look bad. And then on top of that, like, we're not thinking clearly, we're not thinking straight. You want every single person to listen to BTS, right? Why are you saying, oh, well, they wouldn't date black women? Don't you want everybody to listen to BTS? You're not making sense, girl. Also, you're wrong, but you're not making any fucking sense. I did a video a while ago reacting to or summarizing my opinions after listening to Dark and Wild by BTS for the first time. Dark and Wild is my favorite BTS album that I have listened to so far. More videos coming soon where I listen to all the BTS albums and talk about it. But there was a song on there called Hip Hop File, and if you go back and watch the video, you'll see that when I first listened to this song and RM was shouting out all these people, first of all, I was shocked because if you're not in something, you learning is going out of your way to do something, right? That's why so many people are uneducated about a lot of things, because it doesn't affect them. So why bother learning? But the fact that RM was listing all these people, I was genuinely shocked, right? Because some of these people, like, okay, like Eminem, a lot of people know Eminem, but like Eric B, Rakim, KRS-One, those rappers are not as popular as Eminem or Jay-Z. So you really have to be a hip hop head and appreciate the culture and be educated on the culture in order to know those people. So when I first heard this song, one of my favorite songs by BTS, by the way, but when I first heard this song, I was, one, shocked that he knew these people, and two, it kind of seemed not genuine. But looking back now, and I think I said this in the same video too, I know it is genuine. A lot of these idols are put into, okay, you're a good dancer, you're gonna be you're gonna be the leader of the dance portion of your group. You rap now. It's not really like, oh, like I want to be a rapper when I grow up. Like some people, like Han, like Bangchan and Changbin and RM and Yoongi, like it is obvious that they wanted to be a rapper, and RM specifically, very obvious that he wanted to be a rapper. He's done his research. He knows these people. Like when he had Erykah Badu on his song, all the Black Army were like, whoa. What the fuck? It's so nice to see that, oh, they are educated. Oh, they know the reason why they are rapping is because these people paved the way. These people were pioneers of rap and hip hop, and these people created hip hop, and these people created rap. So it's so nice to see not only that they're well educated and they are paying respects to these people that have come before them, that have allowed them to do what they do now. Knowing your history about these people shows that you're educated on what you're doing and you are genuinely appreciative of our culture. Also, just in general, like that video of V. Bitch, I'm trying to beat it up. Hands behind your back. Watch Pinky wake up with the bitch. I just had to pipe her up. One, fucking hilarious. That's literally me listening to YG. That, like, a lot of the comments were like, oh, okay.
Freeform jazz.
And as far as what you're showing off, it shows a appreciation and not an appropriation, which, don't worry, I have a 30-minute video coming talking about cultural appropriation in K-pop, because unfortunately it seems like somebody is cultural appropriating every single fucking day. At this point now, it seems like if something doesn't affect you, you just don't give a shit. You don't care. Because why would you care? Because it doesn't affect you. More and more, it seems like empathy is becoming less and less of common sense or something that is common in a lot of people now. I believe that's where a lot of problems in our society come from. Not being able to listen and be like, although I may not know exactly what you're going through, I will listen and I will be an ally. It's just fucking fighting now, and I had it worse. And please, I want to be wrong. I don't want to say this and be like, what, fucking K-pop doesn't care about black people. No, I want to be wrong when I say this, but I can literally count on my fucking hand the amount of K-pop groups and idols that have openly spoken up for Black Lives Matter and been like, hi, I'm an ally. I can count on my fucking hand. And it is insane because, bro, I've said this in a video before. K-pop was directly influenced from hip-hop, from black people, and from black culture. Go back, watch the documentaries on how K-pop started, and you will see that shit is very true. And it's so funny because most of the cultural appropriation that K-pop does comes from black people, whether it be cornrows, whether it be dreadlocks, whether it be hair, whether it be literally straight up saying the N-word or using AAVE. It's so crazy how South Korea, in terms of K-pop at least, being so fucking influenced by black culture, is such an anti-black country. And Kehoe said this, and I agree with him 100%. If you want to be as big as BTS or bigger than BTS, you want to be a fucking international idol and go to every single city in every single country on your world tour, you can't be fucking cultural appropriating. Like, we have to be smart about this. This is the thing I don't understand too. If you're genuinely racist deep down inside and you're prejudiced and have these disgusting views on black people or just people from different countries and whatever, but your goal at the end of the day is to be rich and famous and make money, nigga, be smart. Keep that shit to your fucking self. You want to be as big as whatever, you want to make all this money. The last thing you would be doing is cultural appropriating and isolating a specific group of people to never want to fucking listen to your music in the first place. We have to be smart about this shit. Like, and I'm saying this and it sounds soulless because a lot of these companies, and I don't just mean specifically like K-pop companies, these big fucking companies that want to sit here and pretend they give a fuck about gay people because they slap a fucking pride logo on their goddamn profile picture for a couple days in June. You don't actually give a fuck about gay people. You don't actually fucking care. You want to be smart about this shit. You want to take money from everybody. You want to be the biggest fucking richest best-selling company in the world. You're not going to sit here and publicly be homophobic or isolate people. Like, it doesn't make any, don't you want to make money? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Which is why when the few, I mean literally 3 or 4 idols come out talking about these incredibly important subjects like cultural appropriation and racism in K-pop, which feels like a topic that a lot of people just don't give a shit about because it doesn't affect them, the idols at least, it has a long-lasting effect. When I'm saying Kehoe is the first idol I heard said this, I don't mean that means no other idol has talked about this, because I know how K-pop stans are. If I say that I like pancakes, that means I hate waffles. If I say that I like Stray Kids, that means I hate BTS. This is the first idol I heard talk openly about this while getting interviewed.
I believe it's a responsibility, and I also feel like if you're gonna have that big of a platform, you need to be able to respect and appreciate all cultures without appropriating them. And so I feel like whenever it comes to, you know, our styling or like, you know, our music or whatever, it's always a sensitive and topic that we always have to think once, 3 times, 4 times about, like, in every step of the way, like visually or like musically or like, you know, the language itself. Like, obviously there's like AAVE and like a whole bunch of other like cultural stuff that's like, you know, is very sensitive, and so we need to respect that, and I feel like it's a responsibility too. So I feel like definitely it's something that we're always thinking about.
I'm not even a P1 stan yet. I'm starting to listen to their music more and more, and I really want to get into them. And honestly, if it wasn't for Kehoe, I don't know how much I would be into them. Like, Kehoe, I don't even think when this interview came out I heard any of their music. At most I had one song, but him talking about this and the way that he carries himself and the fact that he's not ignorant and it seems like he actually gives a fuck about black people and he's actually educated, that made me go, damn, let me stream this. Damn, let me listen to this music. And their fucking music slaps. Also, AT's talking about, or tweeting at least, about Black Lives Matter. Now, listen, I also want to say, we should not be praising people for doing the bare minimum. It is so funny when a white TikToker raps to Nicki Minaj and the N-word comes up and they go like, and the white people are like, oh my god, yes, queen, you better not say the N-word, slay. Like, you were up there with Martin Luther King Jr. We should not be praising people, worshiping people for doing the bare fucking minimum. Period. Next sentence. I'm just making this video to show that there are some K-pop idols that actually are educated and give a fuck, and to not lose hope. And if you aren't a K-pop stan yet, or if you're just getting into it and you're black and you're like, I don't even know who the fuck I can trust at this point, these are just some examples of, hey, you might be welcome in this group. Now, the AT's thanks apology, the company apologized, and I was under the impression that the hairstylist got fired. Looked it up, did not get fired. But so far, and also correct me if I'm wrong, because once again, I'm not an A-tiny, but so far, I haven't seen that they've done another like protective hairstyling since. So that's good. Hopefully I'm not wrong. But some of the examples that I have not looked up are AT's crediting black people heavily for influencing their music. A fact that somebody said that a lot of their interviews take place with black people and other POCs. Apparently Mingy spent time learning about the history of
hip hop.
They're famous. AT's is famous for interacting with different types of black fans. Stuff like that. We also have Yeonjin. She grew up in New York and she is like supporting of gay people, which I can't believe I have to like say that. Michael Che is a comedian, and during stand-up he was basically like, the fact that somebody can go, I think that gay people deserve rights, or not even, he was like, I think Black Lives Matter, and the fact that some people are like, nope, not that Black lives are better, not that Black lives, nope, just that they matter, just that they matter. And people go, no, that's crazy. We're not even like fighting to, oh, we're better than you. No, just that black people matter on this earth. And there are some people that are like, no. Yes, I definitely understand Yeonjin because she grew up in New York City and she's accepting of pride. I don't know if she has specifically said in support of Black Lives Matter. Please let me know if she did, but I definitely understand why a lot of black people stand her. BTS specifically, somebody commented, Namjoon trying to learn from problematic behavior and highlighting black dancers and musicians and songwriters. So this is not about black people, this is about women. So RM. Also, BTS donating $1 million to Black Lives Matter. They matched what ARMY put up, which was $1 million. So overall it was $2 million. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I noticed too. Like when I watched the concert that's on Disney Plus, I automatically saw the amount of black people, black dancers in black background dancers and black band members, and just the amount of people, POCs that were dancing with them, that made me feel so happy and accepted. And this other comment, P1 Harmony, BTS, ATEEZ, all of these groups have made efforts to educate themselves and include POCs in their music process. Okay, I will be fully talking about this in the cultural appropriation video, but I'm not going to sit here and say that BTS has never done anything. Listen, unfortunately, No More Dream is one of my favorite BTS songs. It's a great song, but in the music video, RM has 4C hair. Lord Jesus Christ. In another music video, which I couldn't even watch, RM had dreadlocks. I'm not saying that like Stray Kids and Bangchan and BTS and Blackpink have never cultural appropriated in their fucking lives. They've cultural appropriated not only from K-pop groups, have cultural appropriated and not only from black people but from other cultures too. I'm not sitting here shitting on RM. I'm not sitting here shitting on Lisa. Most of this shit, who I blame is the hairstylist, because the hairstylists know better. They know better. And they end up making the fucking groups look bad. And you can't, bro, like, these idols, like, BTS is at a level now where they can be like, actually, no, I'm not doing that. Don't put this hair in. Like, that, 2014, whatever, they can't be like, actually, hairstylist, don't put these dreads on me. I don't want this. You know what's gonna happen? They're either gonna be like, oh, really? You're fired. Or, haha, and I'm gonna continue to put this hair in because you don't have a fucking say currently. The answer that will solve all these problems is getting fucking educated. The important thing is, no matter what happened in the past, have you learned? Have you grown? Have you changed? Because I can't sit here and take somebody's tweet that they said in fucking 2011 and be like, oh, this is who you are now. If you've obviously grown and changed and educated yourself, if you're still acting the same fucking way, then obviously I will take that opinion that you held then is the same opinion that you have held now. But it is the thing of, okay, they've done this, but have they grown? Have they changed? Have they gotten educated? Are they a different fucking person? That is what's important. I'm also not going to sit here and say, oh, well, you should accept the apology. No. My threshold is different from your threshold. I've said this in a video before. If somebody does something and you never want to listen to their music again, that's on you. For me, at least, it's have they actually shown growth and change? This leads into my last point. I could not find the screenshot for the life of me, but I swear to God it is real. Hype to have classes on cultural appropriation. There's also, when I looked this up, there was also another music label that is having trainees at this K-pop entertainment company learn about cultural appropriation. Get educated. This shit should not still be happening in 2023. The way to solve this is to be educated. Ignorance breeds more fucking ignorance, which breeds more hurt, which breeds more pain, which breeds more people being like, I don't want to support this group anymore. So please, dear God, get fucking educated. I'm so tired of finding a new group, clicking on a music video, being like, oh, this is so cool, and then getting jump scared by fucking, they call it hip hop braids. They call it hip hop hair. They call protective hairstyling hip hop hair. Gangsta hair. They call box braids and dreads, all these things that have different names that come from different cultures, gangsta hair. If you're calling a box braids and cornrows hip hop hair, do not put the fucking hair in. This is the thing. You're fucking ignorant. You're uneducated because you don't know what these hairstyles are actually for. These cornrows. This shit is protective hairstyling to protect people with naturally curly hair. So you put these hairstyles in because you think it's a fashion choice. It's not a fucking fashion choice. It looks stupid. It looks stupid. You're putting this hair in on bone straight hair. It makes no sense. But anyways, before I get even more, this video is 30 minutes long. Thank y'all for watching. Please educate yourselves and have a great day.
Rocky Falls like I do. Rocky Falls like I do.